Sophie Barker in the Bing Lounge. Thank you for doing that song.
Thank you very
really
much.
Love it. In the waiting line, famously, of course, in Garden State. Recently, I took another look at that scene, and outside, the best thing about that scene is the song, except for when Zach says, "I'll see you later."
It's quite an epic, scene.
It really is an epic scene, and it's an epic song, and it came out of your 07 days. Talk a little bit about what that project is like for you, because you do bring in two amazing songs, this one and another one that what you're going to play from your era was 07. But it's a whole different kind of thing working with a group like that.
It is, except I suppose when it happened, it was also quite an organic process, which is it just happened that as I was developing as a sort of my own artistry, that I sort of you end up writing with lots of people, but those couple of songs in particular were very unique, and at the time that it came together, it was kind of almost monumental in the moment that it happened, because with Waiting Line, something that day actually that it was written, something was happening in London, and I got the call immediately from the voice saying, "We have a little idea and we're not sure about it," and I went in and it just came out, all the lyrics and all the melodies. So I knew when I'd written it that essentially there was something quite special about the song, which is the same as actually how I write with most songs. And then it just evolved, this whole group coming together of these amazing artists who just were so integral and so real. And then I think that's why maybe it just had such a sort of unique, independent effect on people.
And it's funny because Garden State is like one of those collective moments in culture too, where so much great music came through because of the kind of music that was being funneled through, and you're definitely a huge part of that,
I feel very privileged to be a part of that. Yeah. And Garden State, again, interesting that I know that I've spoken to quite a few people who said that it was quite instrumental for them as they were growing up, much younger than I am now, because there's a whole new generation who know these songs because of that film, which was quite a long time ago. And it's been, that was amazing that that's taken its own life in a way, and sort of it's become an emotional attachment for people, and all the soundtrack is really amazing as well. I think someone was saying that it just opened up all these different alternative types of music, and it was a phenomenal soundtrack for all different types of people and all different ages.
And the funny thing is too, for me anyway, because I like your melancholy style, it appeals to me. When I first heard 07, I went, okay, what else is there that's like that? Because I am liking this sound. It's that whole chill thing. The interesting thing about this kind of collective is that there are many vocalists, Sia and you, Sophie, and so when did you start thinking, okay, I got to find my own voice here? When did that start? Because your solo album, Seagull, took quite a long time to make.
It did. Well, actually, it was one of those things where before 07, I actually was in a girl band before, and then I came out of that, and then I was trying to develop my own acoustic thing. And through that, happened upon them. So I think what was actually happening was I was just trying to sort of slowly but surely, very slowly but surely, develop my own sound from all of the influences that I'd had as a child. And 07 sort of came at a time where it maybe I wouldn't have been confident enough to have done what I'm doing right now. And so it allowed me to just know that it's absolutely possible that you can get out into the world and translate and communicate on a very pure level. And it does work that way, that you just have to find your time in it. So I think that's why Seagull took a long time, even though I've been wanting to do this, for, a decade now, really.
And it's just the right time. And then finally the solo tour.
I know.
Which sounds scary. To me anyway.
Yeah, it is. I think but I think the fear of not doing it is worse. Right. And actually it's the most extraordinary experience, and I'm very lucky to be in this position. I really enjoyed working with Series 7 and all the people that I work with, and now I've got my own team who are just incredible people, and we have a really good time, and we just love playing. So that in itself is a support to me, so that it's okay if we go here. It takes away the scariness, and I feel very lucky to have them with me.
And you've done some you recorded children's songs. I wanted to allow you to give a shout out to your foundation, before we get back into your music?
It's the Rainbow Collections Children's Foundation, and we've done sort of international albums, which is just recording local music. And then once that's recorded, we will raise money for whatever is particularly needed in that area, whether it's a school or something for an orphanage. At the moment, we've got one in Africa that's being sort of in the process of being built. But we also do domestic albums because it's also educational. So it's called the RCCF.
It's great that you're putting the power of your music and talent to work like that. And it's wonderful, Sophie Barker, to have you in the Bing.
Thank you very much for having me.